Fuck. Sorry. All right, let's try this.
Good
again.
intro.
Just keep that the intro.
Maybe.
Where's the beef?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 5th episode of the podcast. Took a little hiatus, back after a little bit. Just had some shit going on, a couple failed recordings. Weaver left for a while to do some stuff in Russia, but, we're back, and I think we're better than ever. So, as always, I am joined by my guys, Jonas and Weaver. No guest today, just taking it back to basics, hanging out, just like friends do, How are you guys doing?
I'm doing
One at a time.
pretty alright. Don't everybody speak at once. I'm here, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah?
That's enough for me.
Alright, that's it. Bye-bye.
Oh man, it's gonna be another failed recording, isn't it?
Hey, you know what?
Hey, have faith. I'm doing well, by the way. Thank you for asking. A lot of great stuff going on in my life personally, and just as a whole. I feel that we're heading in a really good direction in general. I'm very happy, and I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to this episode because we got a lot of great stuff to talk about, too.
Yeah, I
What are we
give
talking
it
about
like
today, Brandon?
a week until that changes.
Well,
Dude, I give it 30 minutes.
Hey, you know what?
But we do have some fun stuff to talk about. Weaver was hanging out with some Ruskies.
True. Yeah, how was Russia? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I spent the good half of March in Russia on a little trip. Went to St. Petersburg, I went to Moscow, saw a lot of pretty sights, met a lot of great people. Wonderful opportunity, probably one of the best times of my life. And Russia is fucking awesome. I mean, obviously there's a big meme of, communism, Stalin, blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of elements of that, especially in Moscow, which was kind of like his flagship city. He built a lot of skyscrapers, the metro system underneath the city. But I really like St. Petersburg. It's not that old of a city, only about 300 years old. Got a rich history. That was where the Russian Revolution happened, which was what the trip was about. We were learning about the history of the Russian Revolution. And I'm personally interested in that time period in history. So going there and seeing the actual place where it happened, where a country completely overthrew its entire system of monarchy that lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years and just applied a radical new system of government. It was just amazing. And obviously there's a lot of vodka there too, so that's kind of the important part. There was a lot of alcohol in Russia. They don't have a drinking age, so it was just everywhere. In every restaurant you can get a beer at Burger King too, which was pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, fuck.
Oh yeah, because I
went to Russia. You went to Russia and went to a Burger King?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Dude,
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't go to a Burger King here.
Actually, Russian Burger King is significantly better than American Burger King. A, it's cheaper, and B, you kind of like build the burger yourself in a sense. Like the basic, I got a double Whopper one day, and the basic double Whopper was just like the patties and the bun, and you just kind of like tell them what each individual piece you want on it. Now, obviously, since there was a bit of a language barrier, that was an arduous process, but I could imagine for someone who speaks fluent Russian, that's kind of like adds an element of, customizability to your order. But it's a very cheap price. You can get like a full meal, drink, snack for like $5. It was really great. And I went to Burger King. We went to McDonald's. There was actually a Subway in our hotel, and the person there actually spoke English. So we frequented Subway a lot when we were in Moscow.
Well, hey, all right.
Did you get borscht?
Yeah, did you eat actual Russian food, or did you just stick to
Yeah,
your
did
fat
you just
American?
fucking be a disgusting Subway connoisseur?
No. I ate lots of Russian food. I did not have borscht, though. I know some people who did have the borscht. They said it was delicious. I'm not really a soup person, so I didn't know.
What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean you're not a soup person?
I don't particularly treat soup as a meal, and there were meals present where the main course was soup, and I opted for the alternative option, which was like, potatoes and pork or something. But I did have their potatoes are amazing. They love pancakes as well, and oftentimes there's a marriage of the two concepts. So you're getting potato pancakes at some places. And aside from the Burger King, McDonald's, and all that shit, all the food is really just fresh. I did not see any prepackaged shit. It was all freshly made. At like the Russian fast food restaurants, there was one, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was like Tepmok or whatever. And that's what it looked like in the Russian character, so I don't know how you would say that in English. But they were like a quote-unquote fast food chain, because you saw them all over the city and between Moscow and St. Petersburg. They kind of have like pancake-based dishes, but it's all freshly made too. You see them make it. And so there was that. They had these dumplings one day we had for breakfast. It was dumplings and had like a little cherry in it too. So it was like a little sweet treat, but it was also like the savoriness of a dumpling. And there was a lot of ethnic foods there too. So we went to a lot of like family style restaurants where it was like traditional Russian food. But that is in like sharp contrast to what I said earlier, which was like the mainstream fast food Russian, which was like the pancake stuff. They had doner kebab stands too. I don't know if you've ever seen them before. It's like a pillar of meat, and they just shave off the meat and put it in a sandwich. They have it like all throughout Europe too, and I'm sure in like the big cities here in America. So there was all kinds of food, but it was all delicious for the most part.
So what I'm getting from this is you just ate a bunch of pillars of meat.
Actually, I did not have
any other way to live. Let's be real.
I do have a funny story about a pillar of meat, though. I did not actually have doner kebab.
I have a funny story about a pillar of meat. I'm going to take that one out of context.
So basically, I wanted a doner kebab, and we were out in the middle of the night, about probably midnight, in Moscow, and we were just walking around. We went to the grocery store, bought a couple things, and then we were walking home, and I saw a doner kebab stand. I was like, oh my gosh, let's go get some doner kebab. So we're waiting in line for doner kebab, and this guy walks up to me, and he just starts speaking paragraphs upon paragraphs to me in Russian, and I'm just like looking at him. I can't understand a single word he's saying, but he's talking, and I'm just like looking at him, and he finishes his speech, and I look at him, and then he looks back at me and starts talking again. I'm just like, English. And just like, oh. And then he like pauses. Money. And he was just like, oh, fuck, I guess he wants money. And I'm just like, sorry, buddy, I don't have money. And he's like, money. I'm like, nah. I turn to my friend, and we're just like, let's get out of here. Let's skip on the kebabs there. And so we just start walking away, looking behind us, make sure he's not following us. And he was walking the other way. I'm sure he was asking other people for money. So we're just like, yeah, let's just go back to the hotel. I don't really want to fucking get stabbed over some rubles tonight. I'm good. So I did not get to have a doner kebab, although I wanted one. And there were plenty of places that had it, but a lot of them during the day were super busy.
Alrighty. Sounds like you certainly had a packed vacation.
Oh, hell yeah. I got a communist flag, too, hanging up right next to me. I'm a communist now, by the way.
I am now a communist. Fun. But why, though?
Because the Ruskies gave him a bunch of rad meats. I mean, I'd be a communist for some solid kebab.
Literally rad meats. They were radiated. How close to Chernobyl did you get?
Chernobyl steak.
Good Cold War joke.
Oh, that's what I specialize in.
I did shout on the Moscow River that Russia lost the Cold War, and I did not get killed, so...
I thought you said you shat on the Moscow River. I was going to say, what?
No, I did not shat. I shouted.
Well, hey, you know what? Good job.
And then I just now recovered from my sickness. I was sick for 2 weeks. It was like a strong Russian cold that everyone on the trip got. And it was brutal.
Yes, the Russian winter is harsh.
Okay, you joke, but the Russian winter is real. Like when we were in St. Petersburg on our free day walking around the city, I wanted to visit the fortress, which was in the middle of the river. And the walk there was so brutal because you had a strong sea wind coming from the west. Holy fucking shit. Like I was like, no wonder why Hitler just fucking gave up in Russia, because that shit is cold.
I mean, same with Napoleon.
Yeah, like literally, the Russian winter is a real fucking thing. It is cold as shit up there, and I love it.
I mean, it doesn't sound like something.
Yeah, no,
worth
that's
loving,
not.
but
Yeah, it sounds
hey,
like
more
a
power
bad
to you.
thing.
Well,
Most
in a controlled
right.
environment, like when you're in like the city and shit like that,
when you don't have
I
to deal
enjoy
with it.
Yeah, I enjoy the idea of it. Like, I like the bracing sea cold, just fucking walking around in it. That wasn't fun, but like just the idea of it, just the bold, brash Russian winter coming at you. It's very powerful, and it's a good representation of the Russian spirit, I feel.
It sounds depressing, honestly.
That's
Well,
Russia.
Take
Da-da-da-da-da.
Bam. Good night. But yeah, so in a very roundabout and long way, that's why we haven't uploaded anything in a while.
Yes, that is the
Because
reason.
Weaver was dying in Russia.
Yeah.
Actually,
I thought
Cold wind meat.
I thought I approached you, Jonas, about doing something when he was gone, but I don't remember why we
I'm trying
didn't.
to fucking do shit
you?
behind my back.
I
I
mean,
see.
I thought so.
Well, yeah, you suck.
I see. I
I
get it.
thought I did, but I don't know. Maybe
You don't
I
like
did.
my heavy breathing, do you? I get it. It's a staple of this show.
One less thing I have to cut out. But yeah, it's it's good to be back after a couple fucking messy recordings that I don't know what the hell to do with.
It's been a while.
That second one could have almost been good too if it hadn't only recorded 30 minutes of it.
Do you still have the recordings?
Probably. I don't know actually. I'd have to look.
We should do like a fucking Beefcast fucking cut, like
Lost episode.
the fatty episode. As if you're cutting the fat off the steak.
Fat. Ha! It's so
there it is,
funny.
trimming the fat, dude.
Please don't. Please don't.
Just out of context clips. Wait, was that the one that I was I was talking about? I went on that big tangent about the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, the recording cuts out literally right before you start that.
Oh fuck!
Not even OBS wanted to hold on to that information.
I'm actually kind of sad that we lost that one. That part was good.
Computer
You
wasn't
got
ready
really-
for the fucking thick knowledge I was about to drop.
Got really emotional about the Big Bang Theory.
Look,
Who did
I
I
can do it
did?
again, but I think I'll hold on that.
I mean, it's topical. Young Sheldon's coming out.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's
are you
confirmed.
serious about that?
It's been confirmed. Yeah,
Oh my god.
Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon.
Sounds like a
Let me
shitty
look this
SoundCloud
up.
rapper, but you know.
It does.
It's your boy, Young Sheldon.
I wonder how many fucking middle-aged, like, white suburban moms are gonna be like, oh boy, I can't wait. As they fucking share Minion things on Facebook.
I just don't really know who Big Bang Theory's target audience is supposed to be. You know, because like,
Us. I think it's supposed to be us, but like,
but is it really? Because I mean, like nobody that I know that has interests similar to mine likes it. So like, I don't.
okay, let me
Hold
clarify.
on.
Their target audience is us, but they're not hitting their target.
I guess
They're trying to appeal to us.
they're hitting something.
However-
it's
You
gone
know
on for
who
this
is
long.
directing Young Sheldon?
No, who?
Pilot episode.
J.J.
Jon
Abrams.
Favreau.
What the fuck?
Jon Favreau is directing and executive producing the first episode of the series, which stars Ian Armitage as 9-year-old Sheldon Cooper.
Wow, maybe my theory
Huh.
about about Sheldon discovering the word bazinga is true.
Fuck,
Well,
dude.
yeah.
Maybe Jon Favreau will pull it off.
Is he gonna tie the Big Bang Theory universe into the Chef universe, I wonder?
Oh my god.
God.
Jon Favreau's done more than just Chef, you know.
I know,
He
but
did
like,
Iron
it's
Man.
like-
He did the new Jungle Book.
I didn't see the new Jungle Book. Have any of you guys seen it?
It was surprisingly decent. Christopher Walken plays King Louis, and that it will never not be funny to me. Hearing, I want to be like you, ooh, ooh. I want to walk like you, talk like you. It was pretty good. I mean, I don't know. It's I have issues with them doing live action versions of Disney movies just because like a lot of the, especially like stuff like Beauty and the Beast, where a lot of the characters are anthropomorphized objects. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get the same level of expressiveness from photorealism in that sense, like, than you do with animation. Because, like, I mean, yeah, CGI is good and all, but, like...
I mean, they're basically just reanimating it in 3D.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't... Again, it's not as...
Point?
Yeah, it's not as expressive, and it's not as... It doesn't look as good, honestly.
Yeah, but it
at the
looks so
same-
much nicer.
The charm is
Ian
lost.
McKellen is the clock, though. Ian McKellen is the clock.
Okay,
How
but
could
I
you
don't
not
give
like
a
it?
fuck.
Whatever, like, okay, it's cool that he's voicing it, but, like, it still looks like shit. You know, it doesn't look... It's not... It takes all the charm out of it. I can guarantee that if they redid all the songs, which I know nothing about the live-action Beauty and the Beast, if they redid Gaston, it probably fucking sucks. Compared to the other one, I can guarantee it is not nearly as good. Same with Be Our Guest, for that matter.
I heard that it wasn't bad. It was just like, I mean, you might as well just watch the animated one.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Compared to the original, which is a fucking masterpiece, honestly. Like, that is... It's an incredible movie. And, again, for the time, like, the shit they were able to pull off with that was amazing.
Yeah.
But it just, like... what's the point, you know? There's really no... Beauty and the Beast and even Jungle Book, I would say, stand on their own very well to this day. So, like, what's the point of doing them again, other than just getting more shekels?
Yeah, because that's the whole trend in Hollywood lately, is to rehash.
Remember
More
Star Wars? Remember
Yeah,
Beauty and the Beast? Like,
Star Wars: A New Hope 2, fucking Beauty and the
Dude,
Beast.
it's easier to jerk
Jungle
off
Book.
old ideas than it is to come up with a new, successful one. Take a
Even
look
the
at
Power
fucking
Rangers
Boss
movie.
Baby.
oh man, Boss Baby looks like it's gonna be a fucking banger. I am so I'm going to the fucking, like, midnight showing of that.
Okay,
just because-
we have to have an episode about Boss Baby.
Just
Once we all
because
see it.
they had to force in a Glengarry Glen Ross reference. Because, that's where everybody... He had the one monologue. Alec Baldwin is only in one scene in Glengarry Glen Ross. But no, they have to fucking bring it up every time in the Coffees for Closers monologue. Stop it. Stop it. Fuck. I just knocked over my microphone because of you.
I'm sorry.
You got really heated about Boss Baby for a second
It's just-
there.
I-
Like, yeah, I'm not sure where our professional relationship should go from here.
I just don't... I don't know, man. Again, that's another one of those where I'm like, who is their target audience? Like, is that supposed to be for the parents? Because honestly,
Aspiring
that's a pretty
CEOs.
fucking dated reference.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I mean, isn't that always the case with, like, kids movies and shit? Like, they're for the kids, but they also have shit in there for the adults who take their kids to see it.
Well, exactly, and, you know, when done well, that's good. But, like, it's just, again, that's a pretty fucking dated reference. You know, nobody's gonna really, like, really walk out of that unless they have seen Glengarry Glen Ross recently and be like, oh yeah, I remember when Alec, why do I keep calling him Alan? Fuck, I want to say Alan Rickman, but it's Alec Baldwin. Eric
Alan
Baldwin.
Rickman. How dare you?
It's-
If Alan Rickman was the Boss Baby.
Ronald Weasley.
Please don't. Please don't. Don't do
Boss
this.
baby.
Do not speak ill of the dead.
Report to my office immediately.
Oh man.
We should
wish-
definitely have an episode, a roundtable discussion on
About
Boss
Alan
Baby.
Rickman?
Well, doesn't Zeke want to watch that really bad? He was like talking
What,
about
Boss Baby? No, he was really excited about it, but I don't think he wants to watch it.
Nobody's gonna want to watch it, dude.
And that fucking mindset is the reason TMNT 2 came out. I
Boss
still have to
Baby
make
was
Zeke
incredible.
suffer through that one.
it. Oh god, that is a movie, isn't it? I forgot about.
I haven't seen
the
either
new
of them.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You count yourself fucking lucky, because I'm still angry about it. I don't even care about my Ninja Turtles. It's just, it made me angry.
So, how about the new Power Rangers? Has anyone seen that?
Nope. I
No,
have
but
heard
I'm-
decent things about it.
I
Yeah,
don't
me
know
too.
if I want to or not, because I loved Power Rangers when I was younger, but like, is it gonna be that?
Yeah, I'm hearing good things about it from people who grew up with the series.
Mm.
I was actually talking to someone today about it, and she said it was super good. But do you remember the story, or the recent story about the former Red Ranger for Power Rangers Wild Force, who who killed his roommate with a samurai sword.
What?
You didn't hear about that?
I did hear about that
He
actually.
was convicted of murder. The Red Ranger from, I believe it was Wild Force, the 2006
Yeah, it was
series.
Wild Force.
Oh god, I remember that one.
Yeah, he killed his roommate with a samurai sword. He was convicted of murder.
What is it? Wasn't there something also with the original Red Ranger? Like, he got into some trouble too? Like, what?
Maybe. They're just fucking trying to be Power Rangers in real life, dude.
He is.
I mean,
a
maybe
Super
with the
Sentai.
samurai sword. What did Jason Lee Scott was his name? I think.
Yeah, there was something with him too. Something that I don't know if it was he committed some kind of crime or what, but like,
Let's look.
yeah, I forget.
He. I don't know. I think. Oh fuck! Who was it? I think.
Wasn't oh wait, who did Johnny Young Bosch play? Wasn't he the Black Ranger after the black guy left?
Johnny Youngboy?
Yeah, fucking Ichigo's voice actor.
Oh, that is a good question.
I think he was the Black Ranger because I can't remember why.
He was the second Black Power Ranger, the Green Zeo Ranger, and the first Green Turbo Ranger.
Okay, two of those don't mean anything to me, but yeah, yeah, he was Vash the Stampede, and also Ichigo, and also something in Soul Eater, and I believe Full Metal Alchemist.
He was.
Oh no, Jason Lee Scott is the name.
It doesn't even
of
list
the,
him as Vash on his wiki. It
Really?
lists him as his character in fucking Yokai Watch, though.
Fun. Actually, speaking of Yokai Watch, I think that'd be a good transition. That's a new video game. Anybody play any good video games lately?
No,
Shut
I've
up.
never heard of a video game in my life.
Haha, you are funny.
I make such the good jokes.
Damn Daniel, as the kids say.
I don't think any kid says that anymore.
I'd say it. The fuck?
Like, ironically.
No.
Like, are you one of those ironic memers who uses late troll face memes and is like, hey guys, isn't this so bad it's good again? Haha, The Simpsons.
No, I never. Well, I've never said anything ironically in my life.
See, now you're doing that.
I'm not doing
You can
what?
fucking suck my asshole.
I'm not being ironic. I have never been ironic.
Mm.
I am always genuine about everything. So, anyways, what the fuck have you guys been playing?
Breath of the Wild nonstop.
Oh,
I have
boy.
logged in more hours in that just since it came out than I have put work into actual schoolwork all semester.
That's probably not good.
No, it's actually ruining Zeke's life, and the only reason I don't have twice as many hours logged as I do right now is because Zeke has also been playing it, and we have one system.
True. Then just buy another one.
Yeah, I'll just blow another $360 on a Switch that I probably can't find right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're sold
it's-
out, and you can only get the bundles right now. They're not doing individual consoles in the next batch. They're only selling in bundles.
Bundled
from
with
at
what?
least GameStop. Breath of the Wild, the expansion, Snipper Clips, and 1-2 Switch.
Well, fuck it, I'll do that. Shit.
That's like.
I mean, I won't do that.
That's
but
like every
Actually,
game that's
they-
on the Switch right now.
that is all the games aside from like fucking Splatoon Test Fire.
Bomberman, and
Actually, I got Bomberman because Bomberman's the shit.
it's $450 for the bundle. You get the console, the gray console. They're not shipping out the neon.
Oh, well, fuck
Joy-Con
that.
for a while.
If it ain't
I
blue
know, I
and red,
really
I ain't
wanted
want
it. 1-2 Switch, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, expansion pass, Snipper Clips digital, 1-2 Switch. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, for
Yeah,
$450.
so.
I know this because I just ordered mine yesterday.
Oh boy, fun.
So you've been playing Zelda. How's Zelda been, Jonas?
I mean, I thought I made that pretty clear. I've been
Well, okay, yeah, but
obsessively
like,
playing it.
obviously it's good, but like,
Dude,
okay,
it's
talk about it.
fucking-
You know, elaborate.
Okay. I refuse. I'm just gonna keep gushing about the word good. It's good. It's a good game. Good video game. No. I mean, it's a lot different from regular Zelda games, obviously. That's like its fucking selling point. and I wasn't expecting a whole lot from it because whenever they did their announcement and all the trailers they've been putting out, I was like, I mean, it looks more like a Skyrim-y type game than Zelda, and I'm not sure if that's something I'm going to be into. And then I got into it, and like, I still think I'm kind of right. It doesn't feel very Zelda-y. Like, just straight up, there has been almost no mention of the Triforce, except in like some implication stuff, and I am at Ganondorf's door.
Oh.
So, I mean, it doesn't feel very Zelda-y. There is no hero's bow. I mean, there's still Zelda, there's still Link, there's still the Master Sword, there's still Ganon, and there's some Sheikah stuff. Fucking all the locations across this literally endless, well, not endless, it's pretty fucking expansive though. This huge map is like a reference to some Zelda thing or another, which is really cool. But it's oh god, it's so much different in so many good ways. Like, the weapon system makes combat a lot more fun. Like, Zelda games have always had some pretty good feeling combat shit. Like the trial, or that, like, what is that dungeon in Wind Waker? The one under the rock?
I don't know.
I have no fucking clue. Yeah, I played Wind Waker a long time ago and didn't like it.
Do you remember the fucking, like, really long trial in Twilight Princess, the one in the desert?
Vaguely,
It's just like floor after floor after floor of enemies. Well, I mean, that shit was always fun because you had, like, the combat was really good, and this, I mean, I really wish there was something like that. The issue being that, like, I think I'm starting to see more people come out with it, but weapon durability is such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, I think the being able to have different kinds of combat through the polearm weapons and the heavy weapons and the boomerangs and stuff, it's all really fucking cool and it's really fun, but it's like, oh god, everything just needs to be like twice as durable as it currently is, because you only get so many weapon slots and you can expand them, but like, dude, everything fucking breaks. You can have a full set of like really good gear, go into one single tough enemy, and it'll just all be gone. You'll have to start with garbage afterwards, and it sucks. I have like 3 main complaints about the game. Weapon durability is one of them. The horses are the fucking worst thing I've ever controlled in my life.
Oh.
They do this auto pathing thing, where if you're on like one of the designated map paths in Breath of the Wild, you can just mash A and the horse will track to that path.
Oh yeah, they did that in The Witcher 3. If you're on one of the paths, you can kind of hold shift, and it'll auto path for you.
Yeah, these horses just do that automatically, and I think it fucks with their AI because controlling them anywhere is a fucking miserable experience.
Oh.
Like, I straight up, there's like this side quest where you can get some bonus horse gear, and it requires you to like just go around in a field and jump over hoops. You know, that's pretty classic Zelda. And I have ran straight forward trying to go into this, like trying to hop over one of these hurdles, and the horse will just fucking stop because the AI is designed to not run over or run into things like rocks and posts. But it's so fucking like floaty that you can be a pretty sizable distance away from them and still have the horse like stop and be a pain in the ass.
Shit.
The horses control like shit. There's another animal that you can like kind of mount, and it just, you would think that one was, if anybody's played Breath of the Wild, you know what I'm talking about. It's the desert thing. But it controls so much better, and I think it has something to do with the auto-pathing bullshit. But it's just, oh god, the horses are so miserable. I don't use it at all. Like,
is there a way to
turn
off auto-pathing?
Nope. Not that I found. If there is, leave a comment below, like, subscribe.
Leave a video response showing us how to do it.
Make a video reply.
If you were a reply girl, leave a video with your cleavage in the thumbnail, and I assure you I will watch it.
Oh, me too.
If you're a weaver and you want to leave a reply video, put your cleavage in the thumbnail, and I assure you I'll watch it.
Please don't. I don't want that.
And I mean, the last Cleaver, please, Weaver, please, cleave.
Just stop. Just quit while you're ahead. Chances are, whatever you were gonna say wasn't as funny as that.
Weaver, message me after this. I'm gonna edit that thing I did of you, so it's just gonna have cleavage.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Jesus.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. What was I complaining about?
I don't know. Horse.
You lost your Zelda Spirit train of thought? Oh wait, no, it's called Spirit Tracks, isn't it? Shit.
Shut up.
Dude, I didn't even play Spirit Tracks. Fuck that Wind Waker knockoff bullshit.
I never
Fucking
played a
sad
single
game
Zelda
ass.
game in my entire life, so Breath of the Wild is going to
It's
be my first.
not gonna be your first, because it's not a Zelda game.
So, I'm assuming then, by what you just said, you would not recommend it to someone who's
No, I
new
would-
to the franchise?
Oh no, I would recommend it to literally everyone because that game is fucking phenomenal. That game is massive and it changes so many things, and I have 3 complaints, and one of them is just horses.
Horses,
Like,
weapon durability, what's your third complaint? You haven't told us.
at risk of spoiling stuff, the dungeons in the game, not the shrines. The shrines are awesome. There's like 120 shrines floating around that you find, and they're all like little mini puzzles or mini fights and stuff, and that's all really fucking cool. The dungeons themselves leave a lot to be desired because they also break from the Zelda formula, and I don't think they do it in a good way.
Oh, I see.
I think they're very lacking. I think if you want to get into Zelda like as a franchise, Twilight Princess or more reasonably
Majora's
Ocarina
Mask.
of Time. Not Majora's Mask, because Majora's Mask doesn't really follow the formula, so it's not as Zelda-y. It's a great sequel. Honestly, if you're gonna start playing Zelda, get the remakes of Ocarina of Time and then play Majora's Mask.
Okay. Well,
But as far as like, I mean, Breath of the Wild's not going to be a great Zelda game to get into, but goddamn if that game isn't fucking incredible. Like, the feeling you get exploring and discovering new things, and the fucking stuff you learn how to do and can do, and oh god, dude, the sense of discovery is so fucking phenomenal. I don't know if you guys ever, well, I don't know, Weaver definitely hasn't. Brandon, did you play old school Zelda, Link to the Past?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, do you remember how you'd feel like walking around in the game and occasionally stumbling upon something that you didn't know about before? Like for me, do you remember that kid sitting on the log playing the ocarina, and you walk up to him and he disappears unless you like have certain stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit like that was really cool for me because, you know, like running into the tree nearby and it reveals a great fairy fountain. That stuff was cool. This whole game is entirely that.
cool.
Like you're just like
Nooks
walking
and cranny
around.
goodies.
Yeah, oh dude, there's so many nook and cranny goodies. Like there's so many cute little things in the game. There's a bunch of references that you won't get, Weaver, because you're a fucking nerd.
Because
Well,
you're
you
a
know.
Zelda babby.
Because you're a fucking bitch.
Man.
Hey, I'm sorry, I
You
didn't
wanna
have
put
a
it like that.
Gotcha.
GameCube. I didn't have a
An
N64.
N64 or a Game Boy or a 3DS or a Wii. I had no gaming console ever, so I never played a fucking Zelda game.
I got my GameCube in like
I was
2005,
Busy
I
fucking
think.
chortling beef fat. You fucking disgusting pig. I hate you.
I was what did I have?
Um,
I had a
on that
PlayStation.
on that note, Weaver, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Brandon. You see, I've been succumbing to my carnal urges, and I recently picked up a game chock full of anime titty, Senran Kagura Estival Versus. I recently finished an arcade game, Iron Snout. Very small game, very quick, fun game. Got all the achievements for that, so I kind of want to try something a bit more meatier. So, and I saw a new game on Steam, Senran Kagura. It's like a fighting game, Dynasty Warriors-esque, with anime girls with giant tits, and you fight, and the more you fight, damage is dealt in how much of the opponent's clothes falls off. So you know you're doing well when you essentially, cut the enemy's clothes off and you win.
You are fighting for the greatest prize, which is
Titty.
fucking weeb-ass anime titty.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, aside from the obvious appeal of the game, the fighting is a little chunky in the sense that whenever you're performing a combo or just like a basic initiating strike, you kind of become rooted to the ground, kind of like Anubis in Smite whenever he uses his abilities. And that can make it tough because a lot of situations just swarmed by enemies and shit, and you have to keep moving because even in mid-combo, enemies can still damage you. So, like, I just want to strike and, like, keep moving and move while I strike, kind of like in Metal Gear Rising. I wish it was more like that combat, but instead it's more like, once you start your sequence, you're kind of rooted in place. So as a result, I find myself using, like, the jump and, like, ground pound equivalent attack, which doesn't deal as much damage, but allows you to be mobile. So as a result, like, each of the levels are kind of expanded a bit and prolonged more than I feel would be appropriate. But other than the combat, I mean, it's very simplistic. The cutscenes and the animations for the cutscenes don't really try, in the sense that, like, all the actors in the cutscenes and, like, in between level bits, they're stationary in place, but then they'll be, like, describing, like, what they're doing, like, let's go sit around and have a picnic, but they're all still standing there as they're, like, quote-unquote having a picnic. So, like, it's very basic in the sense that, like, I don't feel a whole lot of... It wasn't really fleshed out entirely. I would not recommend playing it for the gameplay value alone. Obviously, if you're fucking into anime titties and you get a boner, maybe play it, or just fucking watch footage on YouTube, seriously. But, I mean, I'm gonna try to beat it, at least, because, I already sunk so much time into it, so I might as well see.
I might as well. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I totally don't want 100% this game because anime titty. It's the gameplay. I got into it. I have to finish it. It's a commitment thing.
The thing is, though,
Not
it's
the titty.
series. Like, it's like the latest entry into the series, so, like, I'm not familiar with the story. So, like, there's this big intricate story. There's actually an anime that was made about it too, but it's like this intricate story
I
about, like,
watch
rival
hentai from the
schools.
story.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but it's like there's fucking rival schools battling, and there's, like, they're all training to be ninjas and shit, and there's, like, this overarching invasion that might be coming soon of these things called Yoma, and they're going to be invading, so they have to, like, train and prepare, but then they get abducted and sent to this alternate dimension, aka a beachside paradise, where they have to battle each other out to train.
I mean, of course.
It's essentially the beach episode of this series.
Oh my god, is there a baseball level? Is there a baseball episode?
That might be
That's
the
the next game. Yeah, the next game's a baseball game.
I thought it was a new game, but it actually came out last year. This PC port, which is where I have it, just came out last week. But the game's been out for a year, like, on PS4 and stuff. So, and they have 3DS games of the series too. Like, the original game was on 3DS. So I was doing some research yesterday.
Researching how to complete the rest of the series.
But yeah, I was playing Senran Kagura. Fucking, obviously, in a few weeks, whenever they get the next batch of Switches in, I'm gonna be playing Zelda, and I'm sure I'll have a lot to say about that at that time. But other than that, just fucking chilling.
Hell yeah.
How about you, Brandon?
Well, I haven't really played anything substantial in, like, a week or so. It's been a little while, but I started playing Killer is Dead a while ago. I've been going back through, like, just playing a bunch of, like, action games and fighting games that I didn't get the chance to get to. It's interesting. It's a Suda 51 game. So I mean, if either of you guys have ever played Killer 7, Shadows of the Damned, Lollipop Chainsaw, etc.
Oh God, yeah.
It's a very distinct style and really ridiculous. So I mean, the story's fun and the writing's funny, at least. You know, it's basically you're an assassin named Mondo Zappa, and you have a big robot arm. You're basically Tuxedo Mask, because there's a lot to do with the moon too, and you got a big sword. It's silly. I mean, it's, you know, that's the best way to describe it. And then you just fight some people on the moon, and you know, that's really the end of it. I mean, it's interesting, but it's hard to recommend, honestly. It's especially playing it on console, like, because it's backwards compatible with the Xbox One, so I just got it through GameFly and have been playing it like that. I've noticed, like, and I'm not usually one for, like, I need my 60 FPS all the time in my games, but, like, there is noticeable slowdown and, like, really noticeable frame drops whenever there's multiple enemies on screen, and it's just, it really, in an action game, that's kind of unacceptable, because you're supposed to be able to, you know, block and dodge, like, you know, especially if you're trying to pull off, you know, the counterattacks and shit like that, like, you have to be precise with it, but whenever it slows down to a fucking crawl, it's near impossible. Yeah. And, like, the combo system's a little fucked, too, because, like, I don't know, it came out in fucking 2013, you know, how many years after Bayonetta came out, and honestly, I think if you're going to do an action game, you either have to do the dedicated dodge button or the dedicated parry button a la Metal Gear Rising, because it tries to combine the two, but it's just kind of shitty about it and doesn't work very well. So the atmosphere is interesting. I mean, I've tried some of the challenge missions, and they're just pissing me the fuck off. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's okay. Next one on my list is probably going to be the Xbox One port of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh shit, yeah. I want to get that on PC.
Yeah, so I mean, I know I'm in for a good time with that one, but I mean, as far as, like, actual games, yeah, that's really the only one. I'm just really looking forward to Tekken 7.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about Tekken 7 lately, and just fighting games in general. We've been playing a lot of Street Fighter 4 as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Tekken 7 looks to be fun. I've never really played a Tekken game either. So.
Same.
The combo system in Tekken, I think, is probably my favorite out of all popular fighting games. I mean, Street Fighter, it's a little harder to pull off combos, and you especially have to chain into your supers and stuff like that. But with Tekken, you can more easily string together combos, especially with the newer ones. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I mean, there's definitely a lot of room, like, to get technical with it and really plan out, you know, okay, if I combo this move into this one, then I can juggle him here, and, you know, all that shit. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the series, and this new one looks really good.
Or you could play J-Star's Victory Versus and have more fun.
Or you could shut up. I mean, Akuma's going to be in Tekken 7, and he's part of the story.
Yeah, but I don't care about either of those franchises.
I don't care about you.
Oh.
But, yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know, that's all I've really got. Like, just a slow week in general.
Yeah.
Slow week for video games.
Yeah, just, I mean, any other thoughts? I mean, I know,
well,
you know, it might be a shorter episode, but any other things you guys wanted to touch on?
Well, going off of it being a slow week, it's definitely, we're in that, like, limbo in between a major release, like the Nintendo Switch and all those games that came with it, Zelda, and all
those games that came with it.
All those games. And, like, all the cool stuff that's coming down the pipes across the different platforms, you know, Tekken, all the Mario games coming out, all that shit throughout the summer and into the fall and winter of this year. So we're kind of, like, in that limbo this next month or two. But I think it's a great opportunity to sort of enjoy the shit that we have now and like prepare for all the fun fucking games that we're gonna be playing later this year and into next year. Like it's an exciting time. Like I felt 2016 was an awesome year for games. You know, everyone has different opinions on their 2016. The general consensus is, 2016 is the worst year ever. For me, I fucking loved it. Played a ton of fucking great games. Fucking Overwatch, Dark Souls 3, the first 3 hours of No Man's Sky. It was all awesome. But 2017 looks like it's going to like take what 2016 was in video game wise and sort of expand upon it. Obviously, there's been some flops, the new Mass Effect and some others. But I think, there's going to be blemishes regardless of... nothing's going to be perfect, but the games that do look good... Fucking Yooka-Laylee, I'm excited for that. That looks like it's going to be awesome. Although...
I'm hesitant about... I'm hesitant about Yooka-Laylee. From what I've heard people say, it looks like it might feel a little bit empty.
That's
Really?
what I've been seeing too, yeah. Wide as an ocean,
yeah.
deep as a puddle.
Yeah.
So No Man's Sky.
Pretty much.
No Man's Sky without John Trout voice acting.
Yeah.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
I'm more surprised that the people that work there are being as snarky cunts about it as they are, because like people are asking for refunds. They're like, yeah, I backed because of John, and now I kind of want my money back. And they're like banning people from forums and like locking threads and shit like that, and not responding to anybody.
That's a little
shady. They're like, oh, fuck you, no refunds. Like, I mean, yeah, the whole John thing is dumb. Like,
I also think that everybody
really
who's
care.
like, I want my money back because John's not going to be in the game are also kind of cunts.
Like, I mean, it's their money to do what they want with, though. I mean, it's...
Yeah, but, like, if that's your reason for fucking wanting to not buy a game anymore, like, John had a minor speaking part.
I mean, if it was their reason to buy it in the first place, I could...
Well, then fucking you sleep in the bed you make.
I suppose so.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, I don't know. I
like, don't get me wrong, I think
Platonic
Platonic probably should be a little bit more accommodating to that because it is their money, but like if that's the reason you're gonna be a bitch about your fucking video game that you chose to back, then like fucking eat a shit. You don't get to just rescind on shit like that.
I see this spiraling out of control and turning into another Mighty Number 9 situation.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as Mighty Number 9, but I am hesitant about Yooka-Laylee because it is so hyped and...
Describe Mighty Number 9 to me, because I remember that being a big thing. I don't know
bad.
Like, what's the story? I knew it failed, but like...
It had potential. People were really excited for it to be a game because... Yeah, because it was the creator of Mega Man, and it was like a project that everyone was really excited about, and it turned out to be like total fucking garbage, like almost unplayable garbage.
Damn. It's too bad. Has it been like patched or updated since?
Nope. Not that I know of.
Interesting.
There's supposed to be a cartoon or something. I don't really remember the whole travesty other than it just was shit. But
just like going back to No Man's Sky, they've been having updates to it that have actually added fucking shit to do. Although the updates have been contrary to the goal of the game, which is to explore and get to the center of the universe. The updates have encouraged one to sort of settle and stay on one particular planet, and like I think you can farm now too. So like on the one hand, yay, they're adding cool stuff to it that makes it seem, fun and like a full game. But B, like I said, contrary to the original goal of the game. B, and also fucking like why wasn't that in the first place when the game launched? Why did we have to wait months before any sort of update that made it, that incentivized the game a little bit? I haven't revisited it yet. I'm going to revisit it. I'm probably going to regret it, but I'm going to give it another try because, fucking spend $60 on that game. So, I want to play it a little more at least, even if it's fucking terrible still. But I'll give it another chance and I'll We'll see. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be a cold heart and shit. Like, there could be a little hidden gem in there. You never know. I like to give things chances, and if it disappoints me again, then that's that, you know?
You know what? Sounds good to me. I don't know. Any other thoughts you guys want to get out? I mean, we're getting around the hour mark. I don't know. Didn't want to have it be too long-winded of an episode. You know, maybe just a flash in the pan to show, hey, we're doing stuff, and then.
Yeah. I'll just the Switch is worth it. I think the Switch is a pretty cool console.
Here.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think it's got all the fun novelty Nintendo usually does, with none of the weird impracticality of like the Wiimotes and shit. I think the Joy-Con are pretty intuitive and fit well into being like an actual controller. The Switch itself is fun, and being able to switch back and forth like that is surprisingly convenient.
I heard actually people had scratched screens from because how they ship the Switch. The dock sort of bends a little bit, so whenever you put the console in the thing and pull it back out, it like scratches the screen because it's like bent a little. Is that true? Have you had that?
I have not had that problem.
I've heard I've heard people that's happened. Like when I was talking with the people at GameStop, they said, "Yeah, you might want to buy a screen protector because people are reporting that like it's scratching their screens." And I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, no, my dock works perfectly fine. Doesn't look like there's no problems with it. It doesn't even seem plausible that something inside would scratch it. So I mean,
cool.
I mean, this is the first I'm hearing of it, but I like my Switch. It doesn't seem to fuck me a whole lot. I mean, people have complaints about the left Joy-Con specifically and like connection issues. I've been getting a little bit of that, but like, I mean, overall, it's a good console. I think I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to play mine.
Yeah, good to hear, and I mean, hopefully going forward, you know, they'll actually release more games for it.
Oh,
yeah, I'm actually really excited for ARMS. Shit looks rad.
Yeah. But, alright.
But I guess we should call this an episode.
Yeah,
for,
I guess that's
gonna do
it for us.
We're gonna be doing more stuff sometime soon. We're getting the means to do more stuff, and we're all working on individual things.
Hell yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself, but, have a good week, y'all, and we'll be back hopefully next week, and, yeah.
I hope you have a bad week, so that this is like a high point for you.
Oh, well, shut
I will
up.
keep them in.
That's just mean.
I'm sorry, I love you.
Okay, well, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Deja vu, I've just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go. Going new, and the search is a mystery. Standing on my feet.